Singer, songwriter and producer Miko has recently dropped a brand new single titled Love Inside. Through this new project, Miko aims to shine the spotlight on the importance of connection and encourage people to lend a helping hand where they can. The track forms part of RADA's third music album, RADA Unearthed Volume 2, which features a mixture of some of the country's well-known and breakout artists. To tell us more about this, as well as his overall music career, Miko joins us now via Zoom. Miko, a very good morning to you. Thanks for joining us. Welcome to Morning Live.
SMP, thanks for having me.
We just listened to a great, wake me up song, good enough to lift our spirits. Let's start by getting to know you, who Miko is and how did the music bug bite you?
I've been involved in music for a number of years. I originally from Cape Town, and I started out by playing a variety of different instruments. So as you can see from the video, I play trumpet. I also play keys and I also sing.
Yeah.
And when I eventually moved to Johannesburg, I spent most of my time being a session musician, playing trumpet on a lot of people's albums and going on tours with a lot of different artists. And that's kind of how I got into the game. And then it kind of progressed into production, music production, and I've produced a lot of different kind of singles and albums and some music for TV and Netflix as well in the last sort of 6 or 7 years.
Yeah.
And then the Miko project was kind of like was meant to be a producer's album, and then eventually on my first single I released 2 years ago, I featured someone. His name was Law, and that went really well. And then I just ended up singing the songs myself, and then when the release time came, then a lot of people felt that I should just sing the songs, and that's kind of how I got into this, so and I've really had a good time, and I've got a body of work that I'm releasing later this year. Basically like a full EP, this is the journey, so it's been quite progressive, and it's very exciting, and for me to be able to do an album where I get to flex all my skills, I think that's been the cool part of this journey, is that I've always either been producing or writing songs or playing instruments on different records, but on my own project, I kind of get to do as much as I'd like, which is quite cool.
Now talk to us about the music that you produce and the type of artist that you are. How would you classify your music?
I think when I look at the music I've released so far, and the kind of music right now, I think I'd have to say it's kind of like R&B pop kind of music.
Okay.
With but music is always it's always a fusion, So there's always a little bit of with me. There's always a little bit of Afro beats as well, and a little bit of some kind of flavors from home, from here. So for me, it's I'm always just trying to keep it fresh, and also just I've always wanted to just kind of make the kind of music that appeals to as many people as possible, and just like thinking about my live show as well. It's just like, just want people to have a good time as well. So, but if I have to say, I think, when I made a lot of the music, you don't really know where it's going to end, in terms of genre and so on. But I would have to say that I think at this stage, it's very much pop music, and but mixed with R&B and some, local sounds as well.
Okay, let's talk about what Love Inside is all about and the message that you're trying to push through the song.
Well, initially I got approached by RADA to be part of this the second this Unearthed Volume 2 project that they were doing. I work at a studio. It's called the Heat Lab Studio in Johannesburg, and the owner of the studio, Howie Combrink, is the producer of the song, Love Inside. And he had made the beat, he made the beat and the most of what you're hearing on the track. And he basically asked me, would I like to be a part of the the Unearthed Volume 2, you know, the group of artists, and would I like to maybe write on the song, and then the whole idea is that with RADA's music projects, they've done a bunch of music projects, and they you know, it's all about awareness, you know, and creating awareness about social issues and people, and you know, making sort of, it's about the message. So for me, you know, I kind of got inspired by situations that I encounter in, you know, my journey in the music industry. Like, so in the song itself, you know, it's about, if you listen to the verses of the song, it's about, there's a single mother situation there that, you know, there was an artist that I knew in Cape Town who, you know, she was a single mom and she had, you know, kid, but she was a fantastic performer, and people didn't see the kind of struggles, you know, she went through. And then we also had an artist at the studio who was actually super talented, crazy talented guy. And we never realized that he used to show up at studio on time and do everything that, you know, he was really professional, and we never realized how bad he was actually struggling. He hid from us for so long. And it turned out that for a little while he was actually homeless. He was living on the street as well. And so my song is really about real situations, and really just how people kind of pick themselves up, and how we need to actually be there for each other, and kind of like be aware, you know. It's about awareness. And even like last year when, you know, COVID-19 hit us, you know, even more so, you know, and even now with what's going on, you know, in the country, you know, I think.
Now take us through the making of this song, Miko. How long it took you to produce it, and who some of the people you worked with are?
Okay, so at the Heat Lab, Howie Combrink is, we collaborate a lot. We co-produce a lot of records. He produced this one. I basically wrote the lyrics and added my trumpet and my vocal and some of my flavors in terms of keys and things like that. And we basically, yeah, it was a very collaborative, just a fun process, you know. And we actually made this at the end of 2019, and we, you know, we were meant to release it during 2020, but it was sort of a very difficult year. And then the music video that we shot for it, we actually shot during lockdown. That's why the band in the music video is quite stripped down, you know. It's just me plus one. So, and it was during, I think, it could have been level 4, I think, because we also broadcast from the studio, so we were able to go in and kind of shoot that. So it was a cool process.
Now, Miko, we're out of time, unfortunately, but how do your fans connect with you for purposes of booking you, or maybe just getting your music?
You know, there's my website, miko.co.za.
Okay.
There are my socials, and you know, songs by Miko on Instagram and Facebook, and my email is on there as well, info@miko.co.za, and you can easily get hold of me, no problem.
All the best, man. Thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Thank you so much.
Good stuff. All right, joining us via Zoom was singer, songwriter and music producer Miko, and we're just talking about his newly released single that encourages people to be there for one another, titled Love Inside.
Just surviving.